What's good in the hood of YouTube? This is Crazy Samurai 71 here, bringing another video. Today I'm bringing you a video on something that just recently got officially confirmed, because recently we heard about it, but we weren't sure about it, and that is Kamen Rider X-Aid. Kamen Rider X-Aid at first was thought of as possibly being something, well, it was said, and it probably still might be true, the general concept behind this new series, which would be the 46th Kamen Rider series, now, and the 18th, I believe it's Heisei series. So that's pretty big. But yeah, 46 already in October. So you can think to yourself, October, that seems so far away. It's July right now. Thinking about it for a second here. We're halfway through July as of when when this is probably coming out. Yeah, halfway through July. So that's really not that far away. 2.5 months maybe. That's unbelievable to me, because I didn't even realize it. I've been so busy this summer, so that's, yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. X-Aid looks pretty interesting. I'll probably have a bunch of images up. For starters, if you've seen the basic image that has been showing up online, with the toy catalog image that has been scrolled across several times over, you see the belt, and if you look at the belt basically looks like, it kind of is similar to kind of like the doubles belt, and also the Forze belt. The Forze belt a lot more though. Everyone's kind of associating the belt with Forze, especially with like the center panel screen showing off like a figure that's supposed to represent X-Aid. That's pretty much the same exact idea that happened with Forze. So clearly there's some inspiration there. I also kind of feel like with the color scheme and just the stylized look, it sort of reminds me a little bit of Gaiam. As far as like the little battery-like things that keep on, that I see in the image that I'm probably going to show you guys, the one where it has an arrow that's going into the belt, and it has like there's a blue disc in one. There's like a lighter disc that kind of resembles the same look as how X-Aid is gonna look, and all that, his main look or whatever. The one that's on the top right side of the image. The thing is that those little things that go into slots or whatever basically kind of remind me of the Gaia memories in a way, from I think that's also W, doubles or whatever. The other thing is that it looks like there's gonna be multiple different modes. So apparently there's like Brave mode, and what's the other one? There's a few of them. Wait, five riders from the start sounds damn. Oh, okay. Right, so there are going to be 5 riders. Okay, that's what that is. You see, to me, I didn't realize that these are... The images I'm going to probably show you right now, that's supposed to be actually 5 riders, apparently. I think. No, that's not it. There is supposed to be an image that says, I believe... See, I'm a little confused, because apparently they say that these are supposed to be 5 different individual riders, which this totally could be. It just sounds like a lot. 5 riders, but then again, you could say, well, what about Gaiam? And then it's like, well, fair point there. Yeah, I mean, apparently there's like 5 riders. The interesting thing about them is that there's like the little figure version, there's like the main body, and then there's the more powered up version. And you also can see that there's these kind of disc things that kind of go into them that kind of look like, I guess like push pops or something. I don't even know what to call it. Like it's sort of like lightsaber, or like no, not lightsaber. That doesn't make sense. I don't know, like something that's like an ice cream on a stick or something like that. I don't even know what to say. It's something weird, but it I guess it makes sense. And then there's like another thing that they all kind of resemble for their final form, and that's like the mystery one apparently, because it looks like they're supposed to have like multiple different forms. And it's interesting how like the yellow one. Sorry about this. My throat's a little sore right now. The yellow one has like a bike form, so it looks like there are going to be bikes and stuff like that. There's definitely a variety of looks, and it looks interesting. Believe me, I'm actually very curious about this season. It looks really cool. I'm beyond excited. There's so much to this. Also, the stylized hair for the main X-Aid rider, He looks interesting. There's something very weird. There's something very interesting about how recently they've been doing a lot of these stylized hair looks for a lot of shows, not just Kamen Rider, but just in general. So it is interesting to note, and I'm personally kind of curious. Um, you know, Supposedly it's supposed to have some sort of hospital element to it. With that many writers, I'm really curious as to whether or not that's even true. Also, obviously, if you look at the chest plates on some of them, you can also see the obvious look of sort of like a video game like look, which kind of makes me curious. With the also with the also with the toy catalog image. If you look close, it says select Kamen Rider, which also gave me the curious question of, does that mean that it's sort of like a video game and stuff like that, because it's like you're selecting a rider, so that's sort of like a video game ass thing. And the other thing is that probably means and that also gave me the hint before they even show full the toy images that there was going to be multiple riders that were going to be introduced. So this is obviously something that I'm pretty interested in, and I'm actually pretty excited about. Let's see here. Oh, here's some information. Braves. So yeah, there's different forms. There's Brave, and there's Snipe. So Brave. So let's hear here. Because I'm looking at some information. Brain's main weapon is the Gashakan sword, which uses fire and ice type attacks. Brave level 3 is unlocked by the Do Re Mi Fa Beat Gashat, which brings a form called Kamen Rider Brave Beat Quest Gamer. So yeah, it does have a game vibe to it, and it definitely is going to have something having to do with gaming. Snipe's weapon is a Gashakan Magnum, a handgun that becomes a rifle. That's cool. Snipe reaches level 3 with Jet Combat Gashat, and resulting form is known as Kamen Rider Snipe Combat Gamer. Interesting. So Quest Gamer and Combat Gamer. And then we have Kamen Rider Racer is the third one. Racer only becomes humanoid upon reaching level 3. So in other words, he's not human until then, and thanks to the Chambara game shot, officially he is Kamen Rider Racer Shambara Bike Gamer. Racer's main weapon is the Gashakan Sparrow, a bow that becomes a saber. Ooh, that sounds cool. Kamen Rider Genmu, which is the last one, transforms using a Proto Mighty Gashat, which might be why he's just a palette swap of X8. I noticed that because it was like the very last one and the first one basically look identical to each other with a change in appearance. So yeah, Proto Mighty Gashat. Well, he has the interesting. Okay, so they both have Gashats. Right. No, that makes sense. Obviously, Proto Mighty. So aside from the obvious cost-cutting reason, right? Okay, well, that's a side note. Genmu's weapon is the Gashakan Bug Visor. The weird bike thing is so the bike is Genmu's level 3. Oh, okay. the Shakurai Sports Shata. With it, he becomes Kamen Rider Genmu Sports Action Gamer. So it's sports. There's Racer, and there's Combat, and there's Quest. Interesting. This sounds like a really interesting season. Obviously, I'm curious about what the fifth one is, because there's supposed to be 5 apparently. And also, do they have these to begin with? Is the show going to start off with them already having their powers? Are they all going to meet up? Is it going to instantly be this thing where they're all going to be a team? How is that going to work? Because you see, to be honest with you, I honestly don't know. I'm pretty curious about this. To be like, it's really, really a mystery to me about a lot of this stuff, and I'm getting more and more excited just reading some of this stuff because I didn't know what to expect myself. Like I'm looking at some of these images, and I'm still pretty amazed because yeah, there's totally a video game vibe here, and there's a lot of stuff going on here. So definitely pretty interesting. I'm pretty excited. So I would love to know what is going on with this season because it looks really cool. Yeah. And there's definitely going to be a decent amount of merchandise. Personally, I'm curious though because they've only shown off like the main weapons for each of them, so I'm curious about what about like the main weapons and their powered up forms and all that other stuff. So like basically a lot of the basic stuff. But what about are they gonna is there a gimmick to this season, or are they all just getting what they have to begin with? Because it sort of seems like it could be that. I don't know for a fact. It's a little hard to say. It's a pretty interesting thing, and there's so much hype around it right now, just because it just got announced, obviously, and everyone's kind of curious about what this is, and the neon colors are definitely something that makes it stand out a lot, which is why a lot of people are like this, looking at this and saying that this looks so different, because it totally is. I mean, I'm still very surprised to see how much stuff is put into this, because there's so much here and it just looks so different, because the color scheme is so different and so unusual for how most Kamen Rider seasons have been, because usually they have a pretty average, not too complex, not too flashy, not too extreme palette for the character designs, but these actually look like they have some serious depth to them, which is pretty interesting to me. I'm just really surprised because I didn't expect this. Like, when I thought Kamen Rider X8, like, people were thinking, oh, it's gonna be something that I'm gonna do with hospitals or whatever, and I was like, oh, that could be really interesting, and I was expecting that. I was going with that idea, and then suddenly I see, oh, video games. I'm like, okay. And I'm not complaining, believe me, I'm really not complaining. Like, that's going to be a very interesting thing to see, and I'm actually very curious as to how they're going to make this work, because, like, the moment I saw it, I was like, this looks cool, this looks so cool, I just want to know more, like, that's how I feel. Like, I love it, I just want to know more, because I'm really curious, because if there's 4 riders, like 4 or 5 riders apparently, that's pretty big. And it makes me curious because there has to be a pretty significant threat. There has to be some sort of setup, because I mean, they could start off right away with them all working together, but I kind of feel like they won't. And I'm just curious about how they're going to make things work out, because I'm really, really uncertain myself. So please leave your comments below. Tell me what you guys think about this. Are you guys excited for Kamen Rider X8? I know it's 2.5 months away, but a lot of people were getting hyped up about Kamen Rider X8 just because it just recently got announced, and there's already so much toy catalog imagery, and there's also been some information that's been put out online telling about information about how weapons and transformation and levels of transformation work and all that. So a lot of people are just kind of talking about it and are getting curious. So please leave your comments below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, guys, I'm Crazy Samurai 71, and goodbye, guys.